You're tuned into a Q&A Network podcast. Bold voices, real stories, no fluff. It's showtime.
You're listening to the Open Books podcast.
Your next chapter starts now. This podcast is brought to you by Q&A Network.
Colby, between school drop-offs and snack duty, I barely have time to brush my hair.
Same, but it's a good thing we have a one-stop shop at Virgo Beauty Studio. 1 hour with them and you will be looking flawless.
Oh my gosh, the best. Moms, treat yourself. Book your self-care at virgobeautystudio.com. Hello and welcome back to the Open Books podcast. Today we're back with a mini episode and we're going to jump right into discussing The Summer I Turned Pretty and The Hunting Wives.
Yes.
We have to sit down and discuss some TV.
Yeah, it's a TV roundup. And it was too much. TV roundup. It was too much that we have to talk about to make it into like a hot off the shelf episode. It really needed its own.
We have to yap it.
Yeah. Because I have been trying to get Amber on The Summer I Turned Pretty train for years now. Literally. Finally, she took the bait and she started watching it. I didn't want her to watch it because it's the best show I've ever seen by any means. I wanted her to watch it because there are so many things to unpack. The storyline itself.
Fighting.
The acting. The characters, Belly, the brothers trope. It was just like the setting, the Susanna. There's so much to chat about, and it's not the best show I've ever seen. That's not why I recommended it. But again, big topics to discuss. And then we'll talk about The Hunting Wives. It's very different than The Summer I Turned Pretty.
It's like polar opposites.
It's like a big 360. Let's go through the character list first, and then we'll get into season 1, 2, 3. If you are watching this podcast episode and you've never watched Summer I Turned Pretty, this is going to be heavy spoilers. But if you're kind of like here for the same reasons you are when you haven't read a book that we were talking about, you're just here for the vibes, simply vibe, don't worry.
You'll fit right in.
You'll fit right in.
Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'll give you a full summary so you'll feel like you know what we're talking about. Main characters in this show. Also, this show is based off of 3 books. And I would say the books are definitely YA. I have not read the books. You haven't either, right?
No, I haven't read the books.
Okay, so our main character is Belly.
The worst.
Who said that? Who said that? Belly's the woat. They call her name's Isabella.
Isabella.
Why did they have to call her Belly? I don't know. Bella would suffice.
Yeah, I'd be so much happier with Bella.
But here we are with Belly.
Belly
Conklin. She's the heart of the story. The whole season is basically told from Belly's perspective. Mm-hmm. She's navigating her feelings, her family, who she's becoming as a young woman. Okay, then we have the 2 brothers, Conrad and Jeremiah Fisher. Conrad is the brooding older brother, emotionally closed off, and Belly's longtime crush. Jeremiah Fisher is the charming younger brother with a deeply complicated bond with Belly. Then we have Laurel, who's Belly's mother, navigating grief, love, and the shifting tides of motherhood. And then we have her best friend, Susanna Fisher. That is Conrad and Jeremiah's mother. Belly's mother's best friend, like I just said, who anchors the first season with warmth and complexity. So she's kind of like the heart as far as the adults go of season 1. We have Stephen Conklin. That's Belly's protective older brother. I don't know about protective.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, but he's her older brother.
But it's definitely how it's, I think, supposed to be presented. It's
I think so.
The protective older brother, but I don't catch those vibes.
I don't know if it necessarily comes across the way. I feel like he kind of hates Belly, which I understand.
Imagine having to live with her.
No, I also have Cam on here, which is like, he was a very fleeting moment in season 1. It was like her first boyfriend. But those are the main characters. So we have...
And Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. She's definitely the main character.
Yeah.
She's Belly's best friend. But for anyone who hasn't watched the show, basically it's these 2 best friends, Susanna and Laurel. They are the moms. They are lifelong best friends. Laurel has this beautiful summer home in the little beach town of Cousins Beach, which it's such a slay.
Gorgeous.
I want to live on Cousins Beach.
I want that house.
Yeah. So every summer, Laurel takes her 2 kids, Belly and Steven, to spend the summer with Susanna and her 2 kids, which are Jeremiah and Conrad. They grow up together. I do love all of the scenes of them as kids. It's very like heartwarming. They just have this like amazing childhood together because their moms took them to this fabulous beach house where they all have their own bedrooms, and it's just like amazing. Yeah. Such good vibes.
Yeah, Belly has like wallpaper from France.
Quite
from
literally.
Paris.
Literally. And they love each other's kids so much. But naturally, over time, as Belly gets older, she develops crushes on the brothers, mainly Conrad. They're very opposite personalities. Conrad is like moody sunshine. Jeremiah is like butterflies and rainbows, always happy. And then obviously like trouble ensues between the 3 of them. Love triangles. So season 1, I'll give you a little recap of that. Belly is on the verge of turning 16. She returns with her family to Cousins Beach, her favorite summer escape with the Fisher family. She's crushed on Conrad for years, but the summer brings emotional upheaval, moments of tender connection, clash with family tension, and Susanna's cancer diagnosis. By the end of the season, Belly and Conrad finally admit their feelings for one another as Susanna begins a promising new experimental treatment. So season 1 is all about you just kind of like understanding the dynamics of the characters, and then we find out that Susanna is super sick with cancer, but there might be like a little bit of hope for her to have like remission. And then we do find out that she's not going to make it.
Yeah.
So season 2, a year has passed. The tone shifts sharply when Belly learns that Susanna has passed away, leaving only memories in a potential sale of the beloved Cousins Beach house by Susanna's estranged sister. Grieving and adrift, Belly and Conrad break up. Meanwhile, Jeremiah's lingering feelings spark a complex arc. He goes looking with Belly to find Conrad, and they reconnect. Eventually, Belly chooses Jeremiah as her boyfriend, re-engaging a relationship with him that reflects both healing and heartbreak. And now we're on season 3. So the reason why we're talking about this now is because season 3 is new. It's current. It's trending. And it's the last season. So it definitely is making news all over the internet. Season 3, Belly's wrapping up her junior year of college and gearing for what seems to be like a next chapter summer. She's engaged to Jeremiah and headed off to Cousins Beach again. But everything feels different this time. Jeremiah proposes in the early episodes, echoing the arc from the 3rd book. However, an old flame reignites when Belly discovers he cheated during breakup. Tensions flare fast between the two of them. Have you watched all the episodes up to date?
I'm caught up.
Okay, me too. So episode 6 is titled Last Name. It digs deep into the emotional fallout between Belly's bridal shower, where basically no one in Belly's family is like here for her and Jeremiah getting engaged, mainly because they're super young. It reveals cracks beneath the surface, household chores, credit struggles, unresolved feelings. A tender moment with Conrad helping tend to his wound. It sets off a wave of doubts. Belly's memory flashes that it was actually Conrad, not Jeremiah, who brought her childhood dog Rosie home, and she was left reeling over what her heart truly wants as wedding day nears.
Yeah, because she messed up. She like confused the boys.
She fucked up. Season 3 has captivated viewers and climbed to number 1 on Prime Video's charts. With 2 episodes dropped in a midday July and releasing weekly, this is shaping up to be an emotionally rich and dramatic final season. Episode 11 is slated for release on August 20th. With only 4 episodes left, the stakes are higher than ever. So we are gearing the end of the season, but 4 episodes left is still a lot to go. They're releasing them like so far apart, which is so annoying.
I know. I love a batch release.
Me too. And they're only doing like 2 at a time.
I know. I need more.
I know.
I need a little more than that.
I know. Me too.
If your style story needs a plot twist, Classy Chaos is the place to write it.
They have a piece for every mood, every personality, and every surprise version of you. Because why be one thing when you could be everything?
Duh. Shop in-store and online at classychaosboutique.com. All right.
Let's do it.
Let's jump into these questions.
Okay.
Thank you for that summary. So I'm kind of glad you did that because I've been watching over the past few weeks. I've binged season 1 and season 2, and sometimes you just forget so much that happens.
Yeah.
So let's jump into some questions. We have these designed kind of like our book analysis. So this will be fun. Belly's love triangle. It has clearly defined the series. I mean, that's what the books are all about. It's all about this brother's trope and choosing.
Which, we love.
We love that. Do you think her choice between Conrad and Jeremiah has been fair to either of them ever?
No.
We'll be right back.
Want your business to be the next chapter on this podcast?
We've got listeners who love a good story and great products.
To advertise on our podcast, email us at openbooks@qananetwork.com.
Let's make your brand the plot twist everyone talks about.
No.
No. Girl.
All right.
Sure, you're 16 when this starts.
Mm-hmm. Which is fair.
That's fair. We don't know what we're doing. And I'm sure it was really fun.
Yeah. Well, okay. To give Belly the, devil's advocate for one moment.
The benefit of the doubt.
I guess. Yes, in the first season, she's very young. Also, both brothers are very hot. And both brothers present different,
energies.
Exactly. That you can kind of choose from. And I, too, would have a hard time at
It would
first
be hard.
choosing between Conrad or Jeremiah.
Why choose when you can... Why choose when you have both?
Literally. It's okay to have them both. That's my favorite quote because it's from Vampire Diaries and she's in love with both brothers. And like her evil doppelganger is like, have them both.
You can have them both. It's okay.
She's like, no,
you know what? You're right. Thank you for that.
Yeah, she's like, it's okay to love them both because they do give her something different. Where Belly like gets so annoying for me is because it's a little unfair to both brothers. At this point, you know you have feelings for both brothers. Like at some point you have to say I can't have either because you really can't have
have both. I know, in real life, because for some reason, I have so many thoughts on this series, but it does give me real life.
It does.
In some aspects. And like in real life, baby, you can't have both brothers.
Yeah.
And be at the beach house with them and like have breakfast with both of them. And it's just like this weird tension between all three of you.
Exactly. I agree. It does give real life. In a lot of ways, a lot of the scenarios play out in a way that I do think is realistic. And I guess Belly is a complicated character. She's a little frustrating to watch. But as far as the question of, is it fair? I don't think it's fair. I think that both brothers deserve to like have a life outside of Belly. I guess, you know, I haven't read the books, but I do know from like just it's obvious in all the comments and things that I see. The story, the whole book is really about, I guess, Belly and Conrad's love story. Obviously, I'm assuming they're going to come back together. It's just like the vibe I'm getting. Because at this point in season 3, it's clearly Conrad. It's clearly him.
It's clearly, as it should.
As it should be. Her connection with Conrad seems much deeper. It's just a more of a real love. Her love with Jeremiah seems very like playful and almost forced at times.
And fun.
And it almost seems like she's holding on to Jeremiah subconsciously to stay close to Conrad.
Yes. Like I think Jeremiah, the relationship with Jeremiah is to mask how she really feels for Conrad.
That was it. You got the nail on the head.
You have just.
So where it gets frustrating is because, and why, okay, I was Team Jeremiah the first couple seasons because I felt like Conrad was just way too avoidant for Belly anyway. Like he was not trying to open up to her. Now you can see things and it's frustrating that we had to wait until season 3 to kind of like get a little bit of his perspective because now you see kind of what Conrad was going through when his mom was
because he knew right away. He knew the whole time. He also knew that his dad was cheating on his mom with Kaylee. Again, we don't realize that until season 3.
Right.
But now looking back, you can understand why he was avoidant, why he was emotionally closed off. He was dealing with like very grown up things.
And it's almost like Belly didn't give him the space to even really go through that.
Belly's the worst.
She was always knocking on his door like, give me attention, give me attention, give me attention.
Everything was about Belly.
Right.
Stop.
Right. And clearly now we see what he was going through.
Yeah.
And I wonder if in the books you knew that a little bit more, why people are so Team Conrad. Probably.
I mean, at first I was like, I'm Team no one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even care. Maybe a blend of both. The playful meets the more, because Conrad is very, like, he's more serious. Like he has not his shit together, but you know, he's going to medical school.
Yeah, and he takes his life more seriously.
His life more serious. Jeremiah's kind of coasting
on the tails of lots of other people. Yeah,
exactly.
And he's just always playful. You know, like Conrad's like, no, this is real life. Like get a job, bro.
Serious.
Yeah.
How did you feel about the peach scene? Since we're kind of talking about like the brothers.
Okay.
This is in season 3. Spoiler.
The peach scene physically hurt me to watch. However, I did feel the tension. And I was like, just kiss. Like,
no. I saw a TikTok was like, this girl was like, I was screaming, cheat, cheat, cheat.
Literally the whole time.
Okay, but I
was
felt,
like, do it.
I felt that the tub scene where she's like helping him with his
yes,
cut in
me too.
In his thigh. I'm like, just kiss.
It's really that simple. Jeremiah will be fine. He cheated on you, girl.
Just kiss. He'll probably be like, it's okay.
Oh my God. It bothered me so bad when Belly like turned away, when Conrad like wiped it off of her, which by the way, why is the peach so juicy? Like, please stop. Like,
right. Like you got the juiciest peach and you're just like, she's just letting it I would literally be like, oh God, hold on. Sorry. Like, this is gross. This is so
she's
gross.
Just, like, letting it fall. She's like, but Conrad, this is where Conrad's acting really does it for me because so much of the acting is cringed. I'm sure we'll
it's so
about
awful acting.
Terrible. However, in these moments, Conrad's like, I don't know, like his yearning. I'm like, just cheat. Like, it's fine. But she wouldn't. How did you feel about the peach scene?
It was a hard watch.
It was
a hard watch. But that was the first time I was like, just do it.
Yeah.
Please just kiss this man.
Yeah, me too.
Also, like the build up, like you're staying in Cousins alone with him.
Girl.
And Jeremiah's just like, just stay there with my brother.
Just stay there with
Maybe y'all could have dinner together. And like now,
stay there with my brother that you lost your virginity to and were deeply in love with.
You've always had a crush on him. It was always Conrad.
You only were engaged because he wouldn't give you attention. But stay there for the weekend.
He's in medical school and now you're fucking me.
Literally.
But this is where I'm like, Belly's begging Jeremiah, like, please, we need to go do the cake. Like, look, I'll give the girl credit. She's trying to plan this wedding.
Right. Girl, she's trying.
She's trying. She's like, I need to go to Michael's because I have to get some stuff for the wedding. I have to look at flowers. And Conrad, I'll take you.
Okay. I'll give you a ride.
What?
Like, and he's so calm, cool, collected about
like,
everything.
Oh, wait, Belly. Like, we'll use the hydrangeas from the garden at the house.
Yeah, and Jeremiah is giving so whiny this season. Like, well, I thought we wanted this, and my daddy wants to pay for this.
I want the glossy cake.
Yeah, oh my God.
That right there, I was like,
stop it. Yeah, Jeremiah,
No.
he's really took a bad turn for me. And Victoria, my sister-in-law, she loves the summer interpreting. She told me, she was like, well, she's always been Team Conrad. She can never understand why it's Team Jeremiah. But then she was like, you'll see in season 3. Because
I get it.
He's becoming insufferable.
Like, Jeremiah, stop. I'm okay if you just, like, exit scene right.
Go ahead. Go be with all the little girls you want to cheat with.
Please go. Go back to Cabo.
Yeah.
Wherever
Literally,
you was,
I think it was Cabo.
Like, what happens in Cabo didn't stay in Cabo, but you can stay.
You can stay.
I'm not. I think for like a half a second, I was like, maybe I'm Team Jeremiah.
Was it season 2? Because season 2, he got to me a little bit more. One, because we weren't getting Conrad's perspective. It was almost more of like Jeremiah's, because he was being way more there for Belly in her time of need. And they were leaning on each other when Conrad was kind of like...
And he went away.
He went away.
He was so closed off. But now I'm like, stop with this Agnes woman. That's her name, right?
Yeah. Like his little partner that he does school with and all that.
Stop setting that up for something.
I don't like that.
But also, I just don't love Belly.
Right. So
also, like, maybe...
Yeah, I think that Conrad deserves better than Belly. You deserve better than someone who's going to be with your brother. Okay, I'm sorry. You just do. He really is.
I hate to be the one to break it to you.
Move on.
Move on.
And Susanna was so pro, like, Belly marrying one of her boys. I don't know if she necessarily cared who it was, but if I remember in the beginning.
Is it her fault all along?
It might have been. The whole time she's like,
Here's both.
She's got, like, dolls of all 3 kids.
This is like literally her acting, too.
Now, Kith.
Now, Kith. Her acting, I'm like, it's me. No experience.
If I tried to act,
I could have played Susanna.
No, her acting was so bad, y'all. I don't know. Is it just us? Someone tell us.
I know. Are we being like too?
Someone tell us. Do you think the acting on the Summer Nights
like Conrad's
so bad?
Decent. Like Conrad's is good, but like, is that the type of acting that's necessary for this kind of show?
Right, a YA show, maybe. Because there's some moments in the show that it doesn't feel YA. It feels real.
When Belly was crying when she found out about Susanna, that was good.
That was good acting.
She's a good crier.
She is.
Which might actually be harder.
It might be. That scene made me cry when it panned to her in the bed and her mom was holding her. I felt like Belly and Conrad acted like more like adults in the scene where we saw them like kind of sleeping together. One of the season 3, she like, you know, when she goes and sneaks in his room.
Yes.
And that scene, like, it felt real to me. It felt like, okay, these are like good actors. But then sometimes I'm just like, oh God. You remember Sky from season 2?
It was so bad.
It was so bad, y'all.
So we were talking about Susanna, and the show blends grief with romance. Grief coming from the passing of Susanna and her cancer diagnosis. How does that balance make it more emotional compared to other YA dramas?
Well, I think that's one reason why this show feels at times way more serious than just a silly
and a little more realistic, I guess.
More realistic, yes.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I watch the show, I'm like, this is so silly and cringy. But it has its moments that are very real and raw, where I think the actors do a good job. And Susanna's like illness and passing away makes it feel much more deep. For example, the scene where in season 3, it pans to Conrad with Susanna on her deathbed, and he's crying and he says, I'm not ready yet. And he cries on her. And like all that makes the show, okay, this isn't just like a silly little show. It all makes everything piece together because now you're understanding, okay, now I see why Conrad was so avoided in seasons 1 and 2. Now I understand why he feels so close to Jeremiah and why he doesn't want to break Jeremiah and Belly up, because that scene, this whole time you're thinking, okay, just kiss. Like, right? Like just cheat on or just kiss your brother's girlfriend, like whatever. But she was yours first.
But now you have like literally your brother's feelings that you're bringing into this. Like,
And
it's not as simple as just kiss.
just kiss. Because it was juxtaposed to him
Correct.
staring at, Belly and Jeremiah and his inner monologue saying he wishes he could break it up. He hates seeing Jeremiah touch his sister. Then you get to the scene where the mom is saying, Jeremiah is so lucky to have a big brother like you to always protect him and promise me you will always look after his feelings. And so he says, his monologue, he's like, I can't break the promise to my mom that I'll take care of him. So he feels like doing what's best for him and Belly by going for Belly, because I'm sure he knows that if he went for it, she would give in.
Mm-hmm.
But he's refraining because of that emotional moment that he had with his mom on her deathbed. So all of that makes the romance so much more intense, I think. It makes the show much more like not silly. Not silly.
And I think the cancer diagnosis is such a real thing for so many families.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very, I hate to say relatable, but so many people deal with this. And it is like one of the worst things that will ever happen to a family is a cancer diagnosis. So I can see where that makes it feel more real too.
100%.
So,
and the show, I think, handles it very delicately. It really does. It shows how someone you love having this cancer diagnosis, passing away, affects a domino.
everyone.
It's everyone is affected. Susanna, Laurel, Susanna was the one, but Laurel and the dad and the two brothers, and how it really like separated the family in so many ways. And
There really are a lot of, like, the relationships are, I feel, kind of like well developed, like for a series.
They are. I think a lot of it is attested to like the flashbacks that they show, which I really appreciate.
I love a flashback.
Me
Thank
too.
you.
And they do feel really heartfelt. For example, the flashback of Conrad and Belly, where he teaches her how to ride a bike, and it's like they're kids, and that really got to me.
I love that one.
Yeah, because it shows that they've always had this.
He's always been there for her.
Right. Then it also made me feel like, Conrad, your whole life doesn't have to be about taking care of Belly. Like, I want him to be able to be free of that.
That too, because I just feel like it's not fair. It's not fair or real. That part doesn't feel real to me. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just never had that.
Maybe. But it's from an outsider's perspective. If this was like one, if Conrad was my friend, I'd be like, bro, you've taken care of Belly since she was riding a bike. Go be free. Like, you don't always have to.
You.
She's always damsel in distress. That's why she's the worst. She's always like, she's drive me here. Fine, I'll go by myself. And it's like, no, I don't want to drive you. You're having sex with my brother.
She pouts too. Yeah. And like, especially in season 3, like, you're too old for that.
Yeah.
Stop.
She's like, fine.
She's insufferable.
It's not just a phase. When it's like, really, I know when you're dead set on things, you're dead set on things. But like, she was 21 in this season. She was acting like a 15-year-old whose mom won't let you be with your boyfriend who's in jail. That's how she was acting. Right. She's like, Mom, you don't understand. He's what's best for me. It's like,
and I'm leaving.
And you can't catch me in those little high heels. But it's like, no, Laurel was right. Y'all are really young. And hey, I got married at 21 and everything worked out perfectly. And that was very different than what Belly's trying to do here. So, I get it. But also, Laurel, ease up a little bit. She was kind of being a little much for me too. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But I guess that's
mothers.
And the point of, I guess that's what makes the show. The show's doing something right.
Yeah.
Because I can't stop watching.
Right. Complicated dynamic.
I talk shit about it.
Yeah.
I can't stop watching.
I can't. I'm going to be sad when it's over.
Me too. It's definitely, I look forward to it right now.
Me too.
So season 3 is diving into marriage, betrayal, and the what if moments. Do you think Belly is too young to be facing these decisions, or is it realistic for her arc?
Okay, well, I guess that's kind of what we were just, like, that's the conversation I was just saying about her age. I think it's necessary for her arc, maybe, but at the same time, she's not that young to be able to just, like, take a step back and wait a minute. Like,
no, like, people are, like, having kids.
Exactly.
At 2021. They're married at 2021. You're an adult.
Yeah, I was going to say, I did. Like, Matt and I got married at 21, had our first baby at 22, had the second at 25. Now, to some people, that's insane.
Mm-hmm.
But to others, it's very normal. To us, it felt it's
normal.
Natural and normal. And like, okay, now being realistic and taking a step back. Do I wish maybe? No, I don't wish anything was different. But can I see the benefit in maybe like being married for a couple years and then having a baby or two, or being engaged for a couple years and living together and then having a baby at like 25? Yes. So like, I understand Laurel's pushback on that. But at the same time, Belly, like I just said, is not 15 years old.
And I think like she's also, Laura was comparing her experience with Belly's.
And that's not very fair either.
And that's not fair. Like, just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean it won't work for Belly. And sometimes, especially as young adults, like you have to learn for yourself. But that's that mother's protection.
Well, exactly. That's where I see both sides. But at the end of the day, you really do have to let people learn for themselves.
Yes.
You really, really do. And Jeremiah, no matter what, is a great guy. She's not like marrying a crackhead. Like, it's going to be fine.
Right? Like, he's a good guy.
Maybe
He's literally not off the side of the street.
Exactly.
You know?
Maybe Susanna knows deep down that Conrad is who she's like meant to be with. So she's also like pushing back. But at the same time, it's like, the dad keeps saying that too. He's like, you gotta let her do what she wants to do.
I know. I like the dad's character.
Me too. And for her to say you're not going to be at the wedding, like, well, that's kind of crazy. Like, you still would want to be part.
Fine. I won't talk to you ever again.
I won't. Fine. If you don't want me, if you're not going to do what I want to do, I won't be part of your life. That's crazy. Like, be there for Belly. She's still your daughter.
She's gonna learn.
You can be there and be going in the back of your head, girl. This is not the right thing.
That's not right. But
I'm gonna stick beside you.
I'm gonna stick. So speaking of, if you were Belly's friend in real life, what advice would you give her right now, currently?
You know, I think Taylor does a good job at being Belly's friend. I really do. I think I would be kind of on the same page as Taylor. I feel like Taylor does a decent job at telling Belly, girl, you can't have both brothers. Like, or, all right, if you want to marry Jeremiah, like, I'll be your like, I'll do what we can. But she kind of has that undertone of like, I don't necessarily think this is the best idea, but if it's what you want to do, I'll be part of it. I think I would do the same thing as
I would too. And I think like my big message would be like, always remember like to put you first. I think Belly needs to do some soul searching. Her life has always been about these two boys since she was little.
You're so right.
I think she just needs some Belly time. Of course, you can't really tell someone that when they're engaged and like ready to start their life. So of course, like I'll support you no matter what. But I think like deep down, don't forget about Belly. That's what I would say. Don't forget about Belly.
Yeah, that you're right. Her life has been about these two boys forever. And I don't know how mad Laurel can be about that because they also, the moms did make this a thing, like forever. Like, we're all together forever every summer.
It's their fault first. Susanna and Laurel are the real not the victims.
Villains.
They're the villains.
Although I would love to have a house in Cousins Beach that we can take our kids to every
That
weekend.
is my favorite setting.
I know.
I need more thrillers set.
Yes.
And like the cute lake, beachy.
Yeah, if anybody
area.
has recommendations, that's like exactly our perfect book.
Like The Last Mrs. Parrish was kind of like that.
Yeah.
And
Like a bit of an upper wealthy beach town with a murder twist.
with a murder twist, a domestic thriller.
Right up our alley.
Setting like Cousins Beach.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's switch some gears to The Hunting Wives.
This is a big 180.
Let's switch. So complete switcheroony. So we're going to dive into The Hunting Wives.
Which was on Netflix.
So
Also a book to series adaptation.
which we love.
I wish I would have read this book after.
Me too.
Because it looks like it'd be such a good book.
I kind of still want to read it just to see like how much more detailed it is.
I know. And if there's going to be a second, because I do think that the first season ended in a way that was maybe
I'm gonna
open
read
for
it.
a second. I'm down to read
Full
it.
send.
Too.
I'm going to read it.
Yeah. So here's a little summary. Main characters to know. We have Sophie O'Neill, played by Brittany Snow, who I love. She is a former PR professional who moves from Boston to a conservative East Texas town with her husband, Graham, who's played by Evan Jengiket. He looks familiar, but I can't quite picture where I've seen him before. The guy who plays the husband.
I looked him up before.
He's in something. I'll read the rest of these while you find where he's from. We have Margot Banks. She's in lots of like older shows that people watch. She's also in The Couple's Retreat, which is one of my favorite movies.
That is such a good movie.
It's a great movie. She's the magnetic leader of the glamorous clique of social elite wives. We have Callie, played by Jamie Ray Newman, another like star-studded cast member. She is the sheriff's wife and expert marksman. We have Jill, played by Katie Lowe's, the preacher's wife in a tangled past. Or with a tangled past, we have Star, who is played by Chrissy Metz, a working class outsider whose daughter Abby is dating Jill's son Brad, played by Joris Ferrier. And Jed Banks, he's played by Dermot Mulroney.
Love him, by the way.
Yeah, me too. This cast was very star-studded.
A lovely cast.
Yeah. That's Margot's wealthy husband, and he's very interesting, to say the least.
Interesting.
Everyone in this cast is very dynamic.
So Dermot, he was like definitely in all of the early 2000 rom-coms, like the heartthrob.
Okay.
Love him so much.
That's where we've seen him.
I'm still stuck in like early rom-coms. I have talked about this before. I have to release a list of must-watch movies. Like,
yeah.
I have a lot of good movies.
He was a heartthrob in all of those movies too.
So, how do you pronounce his name? Evan?
The guy who played Graham?
Yeah,
I don't know. Evan started with a J.
Johnny?
Evan J.
How you say it?
I don't know. Just Evan J, we'll say.
Oh, Evan J. I thought you were saying Evan J. I'm like, oh, it must be French. But it looks like Jean-Akit to me. Okay, so I don't really recognize anything that
he's from.
He was in the Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Oh, I did watch that show. Have you ever seen that show?
No.
It's fucking hilarious. You need to watch that show.
He was in X-Men.
Okay, no.
Frontier, didn't watch that. Sweet Bitter, didn't watch that.
I've probably seen him in Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which you need to watch.
That seems like one of those like feel good.
It is. It's a feel good, funny show. So here's a summary of that show. Sophie O'Neill relocates from Boston to sleepy Maplebrook, Texas, hoping to start fresh, but gets drawn into a seductive, high-stakes world led by Margot Banks and her clique of elite quote-unquote hunting wives. Their glamorous gatherings at a skeet shooting parties and church fundraisers turn darker when a local teen, Abby, is found murdered, and Sophie's gun is the murder weapon. As she becomes the prime suspect, Sophie starts sleuthing, discovering that Margot's tangled affair, secret abortion, and daughter's unintended pregnancy led to murder, and even her own brother is caught up in the web. The finale explodes. Sophie confronts Margot. Margot's political husband outs her. And in a tense showdown, Sophie kills Margot's brother in a self-defense, dumping his body off of a cliff. And when Margot calls her on the other line, game on for a second season, especially since Netflix clearly wants more. So I wonder if that's how the book ends or if Netflix decided to end it that way, to like leave it open-ended for a second season. But I definitely feel like the option is there. Maybe they were just wanting to see what kind of feedback the show got, which I think was pretty well. Mm-hmm. I think this show definitely entered trending territory.
Definitely.
It was
all over TikTok, which honestly is what kind of like drove me to it.
Me too.
Because I saw a few TikToks. I'm like,
seems right up my alley.
I need to see this. So let's jump into some questions about this. Sophie gets pulled into Margot's world of wealth and secrecy. What do you think drives her attraction to that lifestyle, even when it's toxic?
Margot, she had this like effervescence, magnetic energy.
For a second, I'm like,
do I like Margot?
Am I under this trance? Literally, what are you doing?
Margot had everyone captivated. That was something that was trending all over social media. It was like, wait, I get it. There was something about her.
To a man.
She was master manipulator.
Yes, she was.
Like, the whole time I was confused. I'm like, is she master manipulator or is she just a very charming person? But I guess Sophie couldn't resist. Also, we found out Sophie was like bisexual, like mid-season from like a flashback.
Yeah.
But I think Sophie was so deeply depressed.
Yeah. I think that flashback speaks more to Sophie too. Because do you think Margot was ever like not so much in love with Sophie?
Mm-mm. I don't.
I think it was all for some kind of gain.
The reason I don't think she was in love with Sophie is because she acted the same exact way with Callie.
Yes.
The sheriff's wife.
Yes.
There was like no difference in her relationship.
So deeply.
She was obsessed.
Obsessed with Margot.
Yeah, which Sophie was leaning that way too. Like she was going to start becoming obsessed too. She was willing to drop her entire life for Margot. Mm-hmm. But I guess what drew Sophie was one, her very depressing life, because you could clearly tell she was going through her own like internal battles, because we find out, what was it? She had she killed somebody with a drunk driving incident. So she was really depressed. And then she goes to this town where this beautiful lady's like, come and see all this. I'm so rich. I have so many fancy things and shiny things for you to do. And she was giving her like so much fun. And the poor Graham was just like, yeah, go have fun with your friend. Like finally you have some life breathed into you.
Yeah.
And she just got completely screwed over. She got really caught up.
But I agree with your take on that. I think that's why she was so attracted to that like sense of like wanting to fit in, wanting to start over. This is how I do it. Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but just now the scene of her riding away on the jet ski with Margot. That took me out.
Especially because Graham's like,
bye fam. She's like on the beach with her child and her husband.
That was wild.
She just like rides off.
Wait, the whole show, the little boy was like, Mommy, why are you leaving? She's like, Mommy, we'll be back.
I know.
Stay with your kid. What are you doing?
She was so attracted to Margot's masculine energy. She was so...
She was
in her masculine.
She was in her masculine phase, and
it worked out in her benefit, though.
Oh my God, Sophie was eating it up. She's like, "No, I shouldn't go." Okay, fine, I'll go. That was funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
The show mixes suburban glam with like super dark crime.
Yeah.
They do. Super dark. What do you cut? How does that combination make it different from other thrillers on Netflix?
Well, I found it to be extremely graphic, which sometimes I'm like, y'all know this is Netflix? Like, sometimes Netflix puts out some crazy stuff. This was one of them.
I know. I couldn't believe this was just like,
it was
for public consumption.
I know. It was like low-key corn, if you know what I mean, sometimes. So I was like, wait, what am I watching right now? I just wasn't expecting it. So I do think that's what makes it different than a lot of other dark thrillers was like the graphicness of it, but it made it very interesting. And again, it was based off of a book.
Teetering and touchy for the platform it's on, because when Sophie went to the lake house and she saw Margot and
the little
Bradley.
Boy. Yeah,
Brad.
Well, he wasn't little, but we'll get into that.
He's
the 18-year-old
okay?
Brad, he was the worst too.
And I think that's the first time we kind of see that side of Sophie.
Yeah, that she
like,
was down to clown.
Because she just was kind of like, she was into it. She was watching it and she was kind of into it. And it was like,
no, she was a normal person. This is why Sophie was not normal. A normal person would have looked at the window and been like, 911, this is not okay. But
right.
She was like, okay. It was weird.
But I think that's what mixes, like we see the glitz and the glam and the Southern hair and makeup. And it's like these beautiful, and it's women, right? And then we see everything that Margot's into. We see like her brother and she's like paying him off. And it's like the drugs of it all. And it's the murder.
Yeah.
I think that's like what's so captivating about the show is it really does mix this like beautiful lifestyle that some people may want, but like what comes with it type of thing.
That's such a fire point. That's so true.
That's why I was so drawn to it, because I'm like, this is so like, I shouldn't be watching this, but I want to watch.
Yeah, well, that's what everyone was saying. I can't stop watching the show. I can't stop watching the show. And it shows what some people will do, aka Margot, to like free themselves of a certain lifestyle, because clearly her brother lived a completely different life than she did, and she was part of that. And that her flashbacks did make you feel sympathetic for her. I think Margot was so complicated because you loved her, but you hated her too. Like you're like, this lady's evil, but she's so captivating. She did so much to get out of that lifestyle. She stepped on so many people to end up where she ended up.
And that's why I don't think she ever had love for
Sophie,
Callie, Jed.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she's really in love with Jed.
No, me either. But I did enjoy like the fancy politics of it all, and like the Texas Southern, like rich women.
That's definitely what we thought it was going to be about. And then it's like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then the murder of the poor little girl, Abby. Like, she didn't deserve that. Like, Margot just killed her in cold blood.
Why do you think that Jill, was that Brad's mom's name?
Yes.
Why was she scrubbing the car so hard?
I don't know. And we
She was
never did
bleaching
find
it.
that out. We never found that out.
And then her history, like her map, her GPS history was wiped. No recent locations.
You're right. I don't know what that was about, because she wasn't the one who ended up killing. What was the little girl's name? Abby. Maybe there's another storyline that we're going to get in season 2.
And that's like more of Margot, right? Like she knew she killed Abby, but she let Callie kill Jill.
And she let Sophie get taken to jail.
She let Sophie get taken to jail. So Margot's main priority is Margot.
Yeah. Especially I could tell in that hotel scene where Sophie's like going crazy trying to, after she gets arrested, and Graham finally kicks her out and was like, I'm not letting someone who's wanted for murder live in the same house as my son. You got to go.
For murder.
You got to get out of here. So she goes to the like funky motel 6, and she's like begging Margot to talk to her, and Margot will not answer her phone. She shows up at the house. Margot's like getting glammed.
I can understand it too. They're like,
yeah, they're
like her away.
Literally. The lady opens the door. She's like, can I help you? Like, you need to leave.
Yeah, and Sophie's like,
I need
can
to talk
tell
to her
you
now.
what her butthole looks like.
No, yeah, I know some things about this lady.
Let me in.
So Sophie starts like going crazy. So finally Margot shows up at the Motel 6.
Yes.
And I could tell that she did not actually love Sophie in that moment, because you can see the manipulation she did with Callie when she was like, I love you, please.
Yes.
I'm here for you. It was all a lie to keep Sophie to stay quiet about that night.
Yep.
So she was probably not a great person in the end.
No. And do you think anyone in that town is trustworthy?
No.
Like who? I don't think
Graham.
so either. Maybe Graham.
He might be like the only hero of the story.
He's like the only one looking out for his kid.
Yeah. Do you think there'll be a season 3? No, 2?
I want there to be a season 2. But what do you think it would cover? Because we know about the church,
And like,
what was his name? Like the youth guy that was kidnapping.
oh yeah, that was
Like-
a whole other plotline. I was like, whoa. I guess it would maybe. I guess where it could pick up would be the fallout between, is Sophie going to get away with the murder of Margot's brother because she hit him with the car and then
Yep.
like dumped him over the lake?
Why'd you answer the phone? And why do you have the phone?
No, that drive me crazy. But she,
It's like breathing. Girl, don't toss it. Toss it.
you know, Margot knew that was her too at the time. I thought she was going to be like,
Who is
"Hey,
this?"
Can you come meet me? Like she was obsessed. No, that was so stupid.
So yeah, that could potentially be around.
Yeah, maybe. Or yeah, who knows? I just want to see more of it because I found it so interesting.
The kidnapping murder plot line
Yeah.
that was like kind of one of the main plots. That was so good.
It was.
But that's just like what we're into. The subplots of all, the friendships and the politics like kind of added to
That
it.
was an added plus.
But my favorite character was the officer. Help me, her name's slipping.
oh, I don't remember.
Oh my gosh. She's like
Yeah.
one of the main characters. She's just not as glitzy and glammy.
Yeah. She didn't get, yeah.
She's a real one.
She was a real one. The worst character was definitely Sophie.
Yeah.
She just
Sophie
needed to
girl.
grow up. She needed to get her life together. And I'll say justice for Graham.
Justice for Graham
And the
for
son.
sure.
Graham and
Poor
the son.
son.
He was just
J for G.
neglected at all.
Justice for Graham.
Mommy, please don't leave. She's like, I'm going to hang out with my new friend.
Gosh.
Is that it for Hunting Wives?
I think that's it for Hunting Wives. I'm just like thinking of so many different things
yeah.
for that show, but I'm not going to recommend everyone go watch it. But it's good.
It was good. Well, I love a Netflix shorts limited series. So I'd be fine for it to end. Netflix does such a good job with that.
Yeah. I mean, it ended. I don't hate the way it ended. I mean,
Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah. I feel like it was a good clean break, and Netflix always does a really good job. So
For sure.
thank y'all for listening. Read, what is that book called? Karen Slaughter. We
All
are all
of us.
guilty here.
I know I'm like, all of us are guilty in this town.
Literally. We're getting our books and Netflix originals mixed up. We're all guilty here by Karen Slaughter, because that is what we are reading next. And we encourage everybody to read along with us because it's so much fun to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions. And if you're into like small town kidnapping, small town murders, corrupted cops, corrupted politicians, it's a perfect
You'll
book
love
for you.
it.
It's a perfect book for you.
So read along with us so you can join in on the next discussion.
Yes, follow us on social media at the Open Books Podcast and watch the full episode on YouTube at Q&A Network. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.